Bhutan is really at a crossroads. They find themselves part of this highly materialistic world and they want a piece of it. But they want to do that without compromising on their morals, on their values of sustainable development, holistic happiness. And the question is, can they do it? Bhutan is a really tiny country that's sandwiched between two giant nations, India and China. It's always tried to isolate itself to preserve its own identity, its own Buddhist culture. Bhutan famously only allowed foreign visitors in the 1970s. And it was only in 1999 that Bhutan got the internet and television. Buddhism is really woven into everything in Bhutanese society. You see Buddhism everywhere when you travel in Bhutan. There's Buddhist iconography everywhere, Buddhist prayer wheels, prayer flags just on the side of the road. Buddhism also informs their policies. For example, the Bhutanese constitution mandates that 60% of the land must always be covered by forests. Bhutan has been going through a lot of economic problems. The over-reliance on hydropower, the tourism sector not really doing as well as it used to. At one point, unemployment had been rising in Bhutan for some time. And in the last few years, we've also seen a lot of young people in Bhutan moving out of the country to pursue better opportunities. I think some 10% of Bhutan's population has left the country, and Bhutan's leadership is aware of this brain drain that's happening. And in 2023, in his National Day address, the king, he outlined a few steps that the country is taking to address this, which he hopes will help bring some of those people back to Bhutan. And one of those steps is the Gelephu Mindfulness City. Bhutan is planning to build a huge smart city on its southern border with India in this place called Gelephu. It's expected to be a financial hub. It's expected to drive economic growth for Bhutan. This is going to be a city unlike any other city, is what a lot of Bhutanese told me. So when you think of a smart city or a next big city, you think of skyscrapers or gleaming buildings. Gelephu Mindfulness City won't have any of that. It'll have low-level housing. It'll feel like you're in nature. The companies will be invited, and only those companies that believe in the values of Bhutan, like the sustainable development, the environmental protection, those companies only will be invited to come to Gelephu. Gelephu is like on the border of Bhutan and India, but also close to China. So it wants to use its strategic location to kind of become a bridge between South Asia and Southeast Asia. In recent years, Bhutan has been building its own crypto stockpile, especially Bitcoin. They now have one of the largest state-owned Bitcoin reserve. For Bhutan, crypto is really a strategic investment. That's another very different thing. Like other big crypto nations like the US or UK have built their assets by seizing assets or buying them off the open market. But Bhutan is actually mining Bitcoin. One of the criticisms with Bitcoin mining is that it uses up a lot of energy. But Bhutan says that, we are actually using renewable energy, clean energy, hydropower to mine Bitcoin. So they really feel that they are able to build their crypto stockpile without compromising on their sustainable development values. As I was traveling through Bhutan, I was trying to find a crypto mine there, a Bitcoin mine. They're very secluded. If you don't know there's a crypto mine there, you wouldn't really notice anything. It was really on a mountainside and you couldn't see anything, just a few houses with teal roofs. But you could hear the mining sound, the hum of the Bitcoin mine. And that was a very interesting experience, like a very interesting juxtaposition of the, pristine mountain vistas and these pine trees and then the hum of Bitcoins. So with the crypto investments and the Gelephu Mindfulness City, Bhutan is really trying to diversify its economy. It's trying to make these really tactical, strategic moves to make sure that they remain relevant in this new capitalist world, and that they're not just a small, isolated, beautiful country, that they're also a regional power and maybe someday even a global power.